having the ability to just take your time with the build-up, having that midfield three. You can bring the wing-backs in if you want to. The striker can drop off, or you can send them on runs. Tons of options on the attack, really aggressive wing play, but then when you are coming in off of the wing to work it across the box, you've got the support of those two centre mids. These 4-3-3 custom tactics are so much fun that I just had to share them with you guys. It's really, really got me enjoying this game again. Let's get into it. Kicking things off with the defensive style, we're going to be running this on balanced. Defensive width 42, depth 62, kind of dotting around the same areas for these. I've kind of found what I like at this point in the game. Anywhere around 40 for the width, anywhere around 60 for the depth, unless we're trying to do something quite one way or the other. This is generally what we go with. Build-up play, balanced, chance creation, possession. Now, as always, the first one we always try when we're doing custom tactics is direct passing because it's the one most likely to work. Didn't enjoy it with this one. It just felt like stale. I don't know. It just didn't work. So I tried a few different things, and possession was the one I had so much success with, but specifically with the instructions that we're pairing it with. Possession just on its own will not do the job, but with the instructions we've got going with this, it is awesome. So definitely run with possession. Width 65. We're essentially stretching out the opponent, taking our time with the build-up, and then we're going to be exploiting the spaces that we've created with our wingers. So make sure you run a wider width. 65 is absolutely spot on. Players in the box is on 5, just because we are leaning into favouring the build-up, so we don't want to put this too high, push too many players up and kind of get isolated at the back. So 5 is absolutely perfect. And then, as always, corners, free kicks, just go with whatever your personal preference is. Getting into the player instructions, we'll start on this left-hand side with our left winger. They're going to be on getting behind and get into the box for cross. It is exactly the same for your right winger. Now, you'll notice I haven't got comeback on defence on these, and that is because I really enjoyed having the wingers as an outball ready to counter ASAP. If you come back on defence with them, then it's obviously going to take longer before they're reaching the opponent's defensive line. So I've gone a little bit more offensive with these and kind of allowed them to stay sitting up. I'm kind of giving up a bit on the defence and have a bit more on the attack, because the 4-3-3 is all about the wing play. Striker is just stay central. I toyed with a getting behind instruction, but when I really thought about what I wanted out of the striker in this formation, the only thing I could really think of was I do want them in the middle occupying the centre-backs, but with us forcing the runs with both wingers with a getting behind instruction, I thought having the striker going as well might just be a bit stale. It's nice to have someone that I can actually have drop off a little bit and then maybe play the wingers through. So I've just opted for stay central, and it's worked absolutely awesome. So I definitely recommend not putting a getting behind instruction on your striker. As for our central centre mid, they're going to be stay back while attacking, cover centre, as you would expect, just the anchor in midfield. The left centre mid and right centre mid are also going to be on cover centre. However, they are also both going to be on get into the box for cross. What we're aiming to do here is create an attacking line of 5 that we can work the ball across the box with. So your centre mids will basically push up into the spaces between the centre-back and wing-back on either side. So your wingers will kind of be on the outside of the opponent's wing-backs. Your striker will be in the middle of the two centre-backs. And the other two centre-mids kind of push up in the gaps in between and exploit those spaces. So make sure your centre-mids do have some ability on goal, because you'll actually be surprised how often it's the centre-mids that do score in this setup. So the defence, the wing-backs are both just stay back while attacking. And then I've put the run top to overlap, just so if they do overcommit or I trigger them on a run, they're just sticking to the byline. That's where I want them to be. I don't want them drifting too far inward, because we've got a midfield 3 here. So there's plenty going on in the middle. They don't need to take up those spaces. Now, with the cover centre on these 3, my kind of defensive shape in my head is that Barella kind of drops and covers the space in between Robinson and Bissek. Rice kind of covers this space in between Bissek and Blanc. And then Nkunku sort of covers this space in between White and Blanc. I will say, when you are playing with this formation with these instructions, just ensure you are consciously bringing your right and left centre mid back, because you're getting them very involved in the attack. It can be easy just to switch to your defensive mid when the opponent's attacking, and you just kind of leave the two centre mids up in the attack. That's going to leave you well, it's not going to leave you exposed, but it's going to leave you a little bit naked on the defence. You want to get these left and right centre mids back as well, covering the spaces in between your back 4. So just consciously bring your midfield into the defence as much as you can. In terms of the personnel, you want 2 absolute out-and-out wingers. that just pull away from defenders. So severe pace, skill moves if you use them, and capabilities on both feet. Truly aim for 5-5 players here, in my opinion, at this stage in the game. Striker, just go with someone that has the best finishing and AI, in your personal opinion. I got this Sophia Smith, and she has been so good. I can't actually believe how good this card is. And it's not really about her pace, it's not about the weak foot or anything. It's just about the position she takes up and the finishing. That is what has brought the most to this position for me. So anyone who's AI and finishing you trust the most is perfect here. For your centre mids, I generally go for a box-to-box, and on the other side, I go for someone that's basically an out-and-out attacker, but it's always nice to have someone that can defend a little bit, like an Nkunku. A Pateas is another sort of player like that, where they are an out-and-out attacker, but they just happen to have some defensive stats. Cole Palmer is another one that would also work. Central centre mid, as you'd expect, get the big man in here, someone that's basically got like centre back stats, but also is really good on the ball as well. As for the wing backs, you can have one capable going forward if you want to, but having one with long ball pass plus is always a bonus for the big switches. As for your centre backs and goalkeeper, just go with whoever you trust in these positions. As I show you guys a few of the goals that I scored with these tactics, I just want to talk you guys through how the possession and the getting behind on the wingers sort of works in conjunction with each other. So possession makes players generally come short, provides options for short passes, and that's great for the build-up, but I've often found it to be an issue when it comes to sort of exploiting the spaces the opponent has left in behind. That's why I've not really used possession much this year. However, when I put the getting behind on the two wingers, it really takes priority over that possession style. So you really can force aggressive runs out of your wingers with that instruction. So you can play possession, have the great build-up, but your wingers are still really direct, so you can send them in to exploit those sort of opportunities that do present themselves for that route one ball, for that direct counter attack. So possession is awesome, so long as you've got the ability to still get people running, which the getting behind instruction does seem to take priority over the possession chance creation with. So that is fantastic. Having possession but wingers on getting behind is a really, really nice combination that I've not actually used this year, but I'm having tons of fun with, because I love wing play. I love using skill moves on the wings. As you'll see from a few of these goals, you can see I'm kind of maybe sometimes overdoing it with the skill moves, but it's just how I enjoy playing this game. But having the ability to just take your time with the build-up, having that midfield three, you can bring the wing-backs in if you want to. The striker can drop off, or you can send them on runs. Tons of options on the attack. Really aggressive wing play, but then when you are coming in off of the wing to work it across the box, you've got the support of those two centre mids. You create 5-on-4 scenarios, and you create overloads in the attack. And it's great to create an overload in the attack without having to commit one of your defenders like a lot of the meta tactics do this year. You've still got a solid back four, you've still got a dedicated DM, and you've still got two centre mids that are going to drop off and support on the defence as well. So you get like a 4-3 defensive shape, and you get sort of an attacking line of 5 with this setup. And honestly, it's just tons of fun. I'm having loads of success with it, and it is surprisingly effective even against those that are using the standard meta setup. If you did make it this far in the video though, guys, as always, I really appreciate your time. If you did enjoy it, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and turn your bell on. Take care, guys.